streaming. Stop streaming. Are we? En directo ahora. Ok. Enviar un nuevo enlace. Okay, so I just posted in Reddit, watch people call, and I think I'm gonna post in Discord as well. Maybe I leave it. Yeah, I don't want to spam people. Yeah, okay. Where did we leave it? We left it in... Let's see, so now... Now, we are able to draw a little bit, yeah. Now we can draw the line, but the line cuts, which shouldn't happen. You shouldn't be allowed to go like this. You should only be allowed to move one step at a time, and you shouldn't be allowed either to make the mouse go outside of the screen. That's not good. So let's start by telling the player where the start and the ending are, because otherwise it's not gonna be very clear, is it? So start bit. Actually, let's join it with this. Oops. Starting point color. TS color. Let's mark it black here. Ending point color. Now let's go to our list of constants and let's see which colors can we use. So well, we can use any color essentially, but we are gonna use just constant colors for now. So for that we go down here in the documentation to the constants, colors. Let's use let's use orange for the start, yellow for the ending, or blue for the ending, for example. We can make all kind of effects as we want, but for now, color orange for the start and blue for the ending. Orange for the ending, blue for the start, doesn't really matter. Let's do this. Okay, let's just take a peek at how that looks. Oops. Well, that should look different, but I'm probably changing the color somewhere, right? Oh, I'm not assigning the color anywhere, obviously. So ps.color, which if we remember properly is what we use to inspect and set color, to get and set the colors. So we are gonna start by this starting point color. So we need the coordinates and then the color. So starting point color, and we are gonna copy this line, duplicate this line or anything. Oops. I'm gonna change this for ending. Okay, so now it should look fine. However, we don't wanna affect these ones when we clear everything or anything. We always want those to remain the same color. So this, for example, can do it. And actually, I don't think we even need the highlighting anymore, because the highlighting is actually a little bit misleading. So we don't want to do this. That's the highlighting. Let's see how that looks. And when we exit a line, if the player is not drawing a line, you may not want to do this. Let's see. So let's have a look. Let's see how this looks. Uh-oh. ps.color is not a function. It's okay. Sorry about that. It's actually in lowercase. It's good to remember that the function names are in lowercase. Okay, let's check the. Okay, so we have the start point and the ending point with the proper color, but we need to stop making them be empty after hovering. So this is probably not good anyways. So for now, this part of the code, which is what it's called when we exit a cell, is not any good. So let's fix this. Okay, now that's better, yeah, and it returns to the proper color afterwards. I wonder why this one doesn't become black. This after the. Okay, yeah, it's because we don't do this display drawing line. we are ignoring that one, I'm assuming. The color. I wonder what am I doing that stops the color from being applied to the end cell. Because once I start drawing, I want to override whatever color is the ending, so to speak. So what could be the issue there is bit traversal. Is not empty color, so it's gonna come here if lines length, that's fine, previous to last round cell. Now if it is traversable and equals x, so this is if we backtrack, so it's not drawing, it is empty color. So the only time we color is here, if color is not empty color. Player is drawing line. Okay, yeah, it's because of this. So I'm not sure if we actually want this. However, we are gonna do it anyways, for now at least. So if we do this and we come back to our game, right, now we can color over the orange as well. So that's good so far. We may change this so it looks a little bit more like this, but we will do that with time. Oh no, actually let's do that already. That should look good in any case. So yeah, let's do that. Let's make everything look how it should. It will help us think better about everything as well. So when we check if a bit is traversable, we may check that right at the beginning. Yeah, so let's do bar grid size x equals 5. It's gonna be a square every time? No, not necessarily. So let's grab grid size x, grid size y, x and y. Now here, let's do what's happening to me today? Let's do this. Inside that we'll create another loop. Grid size y. Okay, and now inside here, well, first of all, let's make the background as well be the proper site. I think it's BG color or something like that, but let's check the documentation. And I'm doing it again. I'm not showing you the code, but no problem. We'll sort that out someday. So for now, let's go back to the API and let's see in bits BG color. Changes and inspect the background color of scaled and or non-square bits. Scaled. So we can give scales to each square, something like that maybe. Yeah, I think we can draw inside the grid as well, like draw smaller things. For now anyways, we are gonna do just one color for everything. The background color of a bit is only exposed if the bit is scaled to less than 100%, or if the bit is non-square, that is, its radius is greater than 0. So it seems like we can have like kind of like two layers, like a layer at top, which is the color, and a layer behind that is the PG color. That makes sense. And then the PG color is only shown when the size of the bit is smaller. So we could use this to actually make it look way more like the witness, but we'll wait to do that until we move forward this thing. For now, let's only focus on the mechanics. However, I want to make it look a little bit nicer. So I wonder if we have a way of changing the background of everything, of absolutely everything. That would be cool. I'm not sure if it's possible. I think it is. I think we can change the color of the whole screen, because I played the game and I think it had a different background, but it may be the case that you can change it just from the code itself, like regular HTML. That could be the case as well. So it probably has something to do with all of this. Let's read part of this. Let's read part of this documentation. Okay, here. The first argument specifies the cover page background color. Fine. It should be hexadecimal, blah 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 blah. The second argument specifies the status line text color. Which one is the status line? Status line? I wonder. Status line. If we go back to the game and we update status line. I'm not sure where the status line is and what is happening. Something going on. I cannot click in my game. Oh, I broke it, I think. Let's see now. Well, now something's weird is going on. I think just for some reason the website froze. So we are gonna exit, reload. No, it's not recovering, so let's try to reopen it. What's going on? It's not opening at all. I don't know why. I'm sorry, but I'm new at this, and for some reason the engine just stopped working, so we are gonna have to do a pause. But I don't really want to. What is going on? It just froze. Page unresponsive. You can wait for it to become responsive for exit the page. Wait. Task manager. Well, it's falling apart. I wonder what could be going on. Okay, I'm gonna close everything. I'm gonna try to open it in a different. Let's try again. I have the feeling I know what's happening. So let's see for ourselves. Let's try to open the game again. This time it may work. Okay, now it's working. Now this is open. It shouldn't be open. You shouldn't be able to see this. There we go. Come to this side, we open the API again. Plus our image. Okay, we are back in the game. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to this. So. Yeah, as I was saying, we wanna change the color of the background. Let's see if the color of the background is part of the engine. If it isn't, we'll change it the regular way. So okay, if we go back to the code, we can see that the engine it's assigning here at some moment game.js is not game.js, it's actually engine ps3.3.js. It's adding here, it's probably that in that script, it's adding here a background value. Found the engine, this file is expected to respond. File specified, you can also need that. Specify.js files will be loaded. Okay, let's try to change this to 03833303 and just to see what happens, because there Brian Moriarty refers to some status line, so it seems like he refers to just to the text at the top. If I reload, yeah, it's just that line. So what we want to change is the background of the game itself. To change the background of the game itself, what could we do? There's main, there's div outer, and there's the body itself. Body itself, receives that line. So we are gonna do a little hack, I think. Now there has to be a proper way of changing the background. So let's try to go back to the documentation, which is what we should do. And let's see. I'm sorry if I'm changing this thing a lot, but this is what we have to do. So init. The system parameter provides information about the Perlenspiel engine, audio engine, host platform, available I/O affordances. It is an object with the following properties: inputs, date, host, audio, vision. Okay, options. I think it's gonna be an options maybe. Oh, nothing about options. Oh no, yeah, I see. Oh, it's just the time. Okay. Let's go back. So those are the events, the grid plane. Grid plane changes on inspect the current grid drawing plane. The optional plane parameter can be any positive integer values. Clamp it to 0. If a plane is P as default, the default plane 0 is used. Some value. Current grid drawing plane. I'm not sure what it refers by the grid drawing plane, to be honest. Grid color must be the color of the grid itself. Glyph. I wonder what a glyph is. Integer or string. It seems like it's just that we can write texts and anything. Right, depending on the dimension of the grid, they can become difficult to read if either grid dimension exceeds 16. So yeah, that's to use symbols if we want to. Timers, audio, status line, images, lines and paths. So we can draw lines as well, that's good to know. Sprites, sprite solid color, debug, utilities, apply rect. ps.apply_rect applies a specified function to every bit within a rectangular function of the grid. Yeah, that's not what we want at all. ps.color. Maybe there's an option here to draw everything in the screen. No. So if we go to the examples, right? We go to Perlenspiel, speech screen for example. Here, this example has a style, background color, RGB 48. You cannot see that, but that's in the browser inspector. I don't plan to spend a lot of time there, but I'd like to see how is the game changing that color. So here I can see it defines some variables, the grid width, the grid height, and I'd like to see how the code changes the color of the background. I think this example, Perlenspiel example, was written by Brian Moriarty itself. I think it says on the page. Show text, metronome, public. So on init, g.init, g has to be var public init. Okay, grid size, color, color BG. Set all bits to background color. Set background color to dark gray. Okay, so I understand the color of the grid. Yeah, so grid color is actually the background color, it seems. Let's check that. So if we do that in our .init, let's go to our code. So here, for example, why not? Grid color, and here I think it does it like this. So color BG is just an hexadecimal string. It's not a string, it's just a value. So let's try this, for example. Let's go to the game. Okay, so that's the actual background of it. So we have that background. If I change the background, like the BG color, I think it's like this. Yeah, if we change the BG color of the starting point, I believe it's not gonna show up. It should be, as I understand it, it should be white. No, it should remain blue. But we are gonna try to apply gray there, or a different color so we know for sure. Let's go with 0 and let with red, and let's check what happens in there. Yeah, so it remains blue because we didn't scale it. Just to make a couple of tests, I think we can scale stuff. Let's go back to the API, and there must be some scale to the bit. ps.scale, so it's any value is fine. Like if we probably if we put the scale of the starting point and we make it at 0.5, what should happen probably, without reading the documentation, is that we are gonna have like half of the area of the square in the center probably is gonna be blue, and the background is gonna be red. Oh, it's not red. Oh, so that's the size of the bead itself. Or maybe there's something else there that I'm missing. Let's actually go and read the documentation. This is the result so far, and let's read the documentation because I'd like to know how to draw the background. 0 based column and row position. Yeah, the optional scale parameter includes the bit scaling. It should be an integer in the range of 50 to 100 inclusive, indicating a percentage of the full size bit width. Values outside this range are clamped. Non-integral values are floored. So basically I put .5, but that doesn't matter to this. It's just gonna make it 50, which is half of the area. So we got the result I was looking for, but just by chance. Reducing the scale of a bit also reduces the active area of the bit. So touching it is not gonna be like that. It's not gonna allow us to like click outside. Now you have to click inside. So that could be useful. ps.scale changes the size of a bit but not the size of its glyph. Okay, scaling a bit to less than 60% may allow some glyphs to interfere with the bit border, depending on the glyph design and scaling border width or bit shape. Changing the scale of a bit also alters the maximum border width of that bit. Okay, what I'd like to see is, we can make bits be circular as well. So if we take some time, we may actually be able to make it look totally like the witness, or a great deal. We'll probably do. So if I have a look, let's see. Key up, key down, grid size, grid color. So BG color. BG color changes and inspect the background color of scaled and or non-square bits. The optional color parameter can be supplied in any of the four. Yeah. If color is ps.default, the default color is applied. If color is ps.current or not supplied, the color is not changed. The background color of a bit is only exposed if the bit is scaled to less than 100% or if the bit is non-square. By default, bit backgrounds are transparent, allowing the grid's background color to show through regardless of the background color assigned to the bit. To see the results of a call to BG color, you must also call BG alpha to increase the opacity. So that's what's going on here. Okay. Now, do we want that or not? If I'm gonna scale it to show the background, there's no point actually in doing what I intend to do. So what we are going to do is probably, if we go to the example we have here, right, what we want to do is make everything the color of the background. So we are gonna keep the lines be the dark color, this dark color, and the center be transparent as the background. So if I'm right, if I go to the API and we go to PS alpha, yeah, we can make, we don't need to change the background itself. We are just gonna change for now the bit itself to be transparent, just because that's what I like to do for now. So we are gonna just comment these two for now, and we are gonna do this, which should work as intended, hopefully. So if is bit traversable, if this bit is traversable, right, x and y, which is gonna be I and j, we wanna make it one color. If it's not traversable, we're gonna make it another color. So we assign that and we say I and j, and we wanna make it the traversable bit color. Else we want to make it the non-traversable bit color. I could probably use constants for that, but I don't really mind much at the moment. So bar and bar traversable bit color, and let's go with the colors of the example. So let's also choose a background color. Background color is gonna be the yeah, if we go to the example, oh, I forgot to change to the code again. This is gonna take some practice. And so essentially what I did is a few variables: background color, traversable bit color, non-traversable bit color. The plan is to, here we can set the color of the grid, essentially the background color, any color we want. And here I'm running through all of the bits that are on the screen and changing their color depending on if they are meant to be traversable or not. Essentially the traversable ones are these ones, the non-traversable ones are these ones on the middle way, and those will be the same as the background. So let's go back to our code. Now, what do we want to do? What we want to do is here use background color, which I defined here at the top. Let's make it a color. For now we are gonna choose a light blue, and that's it, RGB. So a light blue should be like around AA is probably fine. Let's go with BB just because it sounds cuter. Okay, non-traversable color is gonna be the same as this. We could as well make it transparent. It doesn't really matter. We are gonna go with the color now because we don't really care that much. And for this, a dark blue color. A dark blue color is probably 6 and 6 could be fine. In any case, we are just going to check right now. And we are getting the game stuck again. I know why that is. That's because of this for loop. Let's go back to the code. It's because of the for loop or double for loop, but I'm not sure why. Because, well, I'm making the variables bigger. This is what happens when you don't use your brain. So if we go back to the game, now it should work. Hopefully. Well, not this one because I broke it. But now, okay. So because this looks awful, because that looks really bad, we are gonna make it even more clear, and hopefully that will help. That's gonna be too saturated, so what we want to do is maybe make all of this CC. Okay, so we have this color BB, but this is like super saturated, like it's just blue, plain blue. It's not even close to white, and that's not good because we want the result to be way less, eye bleed. So eye bleeding, yeah. So if we do this, it's gonna be way closer to white. So we may as well make the blue as bright as possible, and now it should be a way lighter blue, maybe too light. Let's try with AA. Out of curiosity, I wonder if I can bright the color like this. I'm not so sure. It seems like it's saturated again, so let's try back to the color. Let's compare it to what we have here on this side. That looks a little bit better, but we are gonna give it just more saturation. To give it more saturation, we just need to change the color a little bit more, maybe 8. I'm being a little bit silly because for now I can do just this. Let's try again, and this should be a good color to start with. Now the inside of it looks good enough to me, like it's already pretty close, maybe a little bit less saturated too, so maybe choo-choo, a little more blue, maybe something like this. Whoops, too much. It would be really faster if I just stopped being stupid and just look it up, but I don't really mind spending a little bit of time just doing this, as I'm feeling lazy today. I'm not feeling very clever today either. This looks better. Okay, so right now, see, this looks just more like this. So I'm gonna change the line color to white. Hey, we're just not. Oh, fine. That's great. That's because of what I'm doing on the code. Oh. Okay, let's just make this a little bit darker. Now let's apply these colors to our game. So the empty color, we are gonna forget about this one for now, I think. So empty color must be this one. So yeah, we are gonna make this one here. The line color is gonna be white. The empty color for now is gonna be the traversable bit color. Not yes, not. Okay, so we are gonna call a function. We are gonna make a function called clear grid, and clear grid is gonna execute this code exactly. Clear grid. It doesn't need any parameter, and this is all the function does. It's just make everything the color it was intended to be. And here we change this because I wrote it with the wrong format. And these two are going here as well after I make this. This could be temporary. So we are gonna make a to-do. Make the starting point a circle and make everything look like goodness if possible. That works for us. That works for us for now. So let's change to the game and see what effect what we did have. Okay, we have this, and now it makes everything be the wrong color. That's good. So this, for some reason, these ones are not being changed to the color they should. And why is that? So we do this because we are not calling clear grid when we should, because now we are making everything be the empty color, but we don't want that. When we, let's go to the code, when we call dot touch, here we are making all of the points in the grid be empty color. We don't want that. And because we are doing this as well, what we want here is just call clear grid. So if we call clear grid here, which is just empty the thing, empty the grid, just wanna do that. Now it's working as proper. Now it's working properly, just as we want it to work. Now what we want to do as well is make everything be closer to, well, I'm not very clever today. So what we want to do, let's focus. What we want to do is to make the line follow the mouse. Right now it's not following the mouse, it's just changing the color of wherever the mouse goes in. The problem with that is that I can do something like this and it will just, I can change, like I can do, for example, this, and the problem with this is that there's just a jump into that. If we take the position of the mouse and we draw into the traversable line that is closer to the mouse, we may be able to avoid things like this. So what we want to do is paint the bits that are the closest to the mouse, that are next to whatever was the last bit that was painted. So if we do this, the algorithm will decide to do poop poop, and I think that would work. And if we do this, then if I do this, right, hopefully my idea will make this one be colored first. I should think of the algorithm before, so I will come back soon once I have a clearer idea of what to do, what we want to do. I'm gonna pause the streaming now.